What is up, RedReble Nation? We are back again with another one. It is your boy Deuces. I have this video right here. It's actually Big Van Holden is his name. I've never even heard of this dude, never even seen this dude. I come across him. I actually wanted to share this with you guys. 100%, this guy is 100% real. I like his logics. I like where he goes with his conversations. So I'm going to share it with you guys. Anyways, guys, like yourself, love yourself, be nothing but yourself. Like and subscribe to the channel. It's highly appreciated. Without further ado, guys, let's get right into this video.
And I do believe that the law enforcement who searched Plaza Creek discovered Kelly Rodney's car as well as her remains, but pretended that they didn't find it in order to have a civilian of their choice come back out there and pretend to find it, to find her remains in her vehicle in order to split the reward behind closed doors. That's my belief.
See, now, everybody has a right to their own beliefs. I've actually made the comments that people has their own beliefs. That is our right. As Americans, that is our right. We have our own beliefs. We have our own thought process. Now, whether we put them thought processes into action is a totally different story, right? But this guy is 100% correct. He makes the same facts that everybody has made before and then did nothing but get looked down upon. So now we have somebody else coming forward with the same theory, with the same logic. That's what other people has. I've said it before, guys, even though if you have your own theory, don't be afraid to say it. If someone looks at you wrong, who cares? At the end of the day, you're not the one they have to impress. And they don't have to impress you. With that further said, guys, let's see what he has to say.
Because it is impossible to have missed the car as well as her remains. Now, dealing with Samantha Smith, I do believe that she lied. She created a narrative in order to hide that she had something to do with the murder of Kelly Rodney. I do believe she lied about the 1236 call. I do believe that the law enforcement informed her that she could not, Kelly Rodney did not make a call at 1236. And at that point, a long time ago, she lawyered up. And this is why we have not heard anything concerning the case. Because
Exactly. Remember whenever that thing came out about her getting a lawyer? Evidently that is true, guys. Evidently we have a case that she has lawyered up now. So maybe that's the reason why, what this guy's saying, maybe that's the reason why we're not hearing nothing back. Because now there's actually attorneys involved in this situation, this case. But like I said yesterday, in my opinion, I think it's going to come back that she was 100% under the influence, whether she was or not, just to throw this case out the water. That's my belief. And the gentleman right here is saying exactly the same thing. Except he believes that there was foul play. And so do I. So we could share the same opinions and be different about it. But it's how far you take your ego and present your reactions to that question. You see what I'm saying? This whole thing with psychobabble has gotten way out of control. We can have different opinions and still get along. We can have different opinions but leave each other alone. But we should not be chasing people around the world, calling them out because something was none of your business. So I got a little off topic, but that guy keeps striking a nerve with everybody. And I'm going to be the voice for everybody to speak up because that's my belief. Just like it's his belief that there was the foul play in this case of Kelly Rodney. And I will continue to pound that through. So this guy has videos 1, 2, and 3, I do believe. of what happened to Kylie Rodney, and they all make sense. But without further ado, guys, let's see what he has to say.
At this point, her story has been shown to be a fairy tale. And the only reason why you would tell that story is because you know about exactly what happened to Kelly Rodney. See, in order for you to make up a story to distance yourself from Kelly Rodney is because you had something to do with the murder. Otherwise, you would not have any reason to concoct that story. So at this point in the game, she's a primary suspect. And like I said, if they do have the roadside assistance video, I do believe charges will be forthcoming.
You remember whenever I said Sammy was a prime example of this whole thing? How she went forward and she took over basically everything in this whole thing? She literally felt like she was the leader. Look at the interview with Dreamcatcher, Tony Dodge. Was that just not weird to me? Because I think it was weird to everybody at that point. I've not went back and watched that video, that interview, but how did he get it? There was rumors going around, quote rumors, that he followed her around to get this interview. What'd he do? Find her number and call her and be like, hey, I'm Tony Dodge, American Dream Chaser. I'd like to interview you. Because you remember that day he actually announced that she was going to be on the show? I'm not saying Tony Dodge had anything to do with it. I'm just saying, how did he get the interview? Did she reach out to him? How she took over the whole search? The stuff that was found before, the bags that was found before? How the cops searched for Kylie Rodney and never found the car, but a drone footage seen the car? It all doesn't make sense. And that's what this guy is pressing forward with, is his theory of what happened. Anyways, guys, let's continue to see what he has to say.
Sometime in the future. But if no charges is filed by October, it's a problem. There's a real problem going on with this case. Now, I don't believe anybody at the Plaza Creek Ranch party actively helped the police, gave them anything useful, because we still don't know what this mass exodus was all about. We still have not seen these hundreds of photos of the party. Do I believe there was hundreds of photos? Hell no. I don't believe it just because the law enforcement said it. Produce them. This is why it's...
See, and this all goes back to believing what people says. If we watch the news, do we believe everything the news says? Because if we do, we're living in fantasy world. Just because it shows somebody on the news that has a problem doesn't mean that person really has a problem at that point, does it? No. That's what this guy's saying. He doesn't believe the media. Until they come forward with proof, we don't believe anything we hear. But you have people trying to bash in people's minds that this little girl, it was an accident. It was not an accident. Then you have theories out there of like cults and all this other stuff. Look, I don't know what it was, but all I know is I'm not believing the news. I want to see proof of this little girl. What happened to her? I want to see autopsy reports. I want to see receipts saying what happened to Kylie Rodney. And I think a lot of people does. This whole thing with Kylie Rodney has gone worldwide, guys. Worldwide. At first, it hardly wasn't even getting any attention. And it's hit worldwide news. We all have an opinion. We all have a mindset that we are allowed to share with each other. But there's certain people that takes that and blows it out of proportion and makes us think that we can't share our minds no more. Don't never be afraid to share your opinion, guys. Never. Some people will judge it and some people won't. But at the end of the day, you're not here to do anything or prove to anybody who you are. Just because you speak words doesn't mean that you're any different than the next person. Just because your mindset and your theories are different doesn't mean that you don't get along with that person. Doesn't mean you're no better than that person. Psychobabble. You need to stop trying to downgrade people to make yourself better. Anyways, guys, let's see what he has to say.
Crucial for Lindsay's mother and father to file a civil wrongful death suit. That is the only way you can press them for answers, clarifications on what you mean by you had a person drive you home. What time did you get home? See, this brings her parents into play. Because if you arrived home, your mother and father should be able to corroborate what you're saying. I don't think they can. And they know this is a problem. Because law enforcement appears to be trying to conceal something because maybe one of the law enforcement or a few law enforcement kids are involved in some form of fashion. Who knows?
See, and we don't know that neither, guys. Law enforcement at times can be just conceiving as the next person can. Just because they're law doesn't mean they have to be trusted. Should we trust the law? Yes, in all minds, we probably should, right? But then again, you see stories of all this stuff which makes us believe that you cannot trust the law, news, the next person. That's what makes us hard to trust each other, guys, is that type of stuff in this world. But there comes a time to where stuff like this with Kylie Rodney is, you see it plumb through this whole thing with the car, with the 300 kids, with her mom. Now, do I think that her mom's going to file a wrongful death civil lawsuit? No, I don't. Because if you see her mom's face, it's kind of like she hasn't took it yet. Like her daughter is gone. That's what it seems like to me. So with that being said, I don't think her mom's going to move forward with it. I seriously think that they're going to come forward and they're going to say that it was an accident. She had drugs or alcohol in her system and be done with it. It's an easier way to go. There's no more money spent at that point. So unless, like this guy's saying, there is an attorney involved, then the attorney can push back everything he wants to push back until it's the right time of date for him to move forward, because he's got all of his chess lined up at that point, ready to checkmate. So that means the autopsy report can come out, be said what happened to her, and him be ready for it with his client. See, there's certain things in this case that just does not make sense, and we all know that. And this guy just brought it forward for me anyways. Hopefully he did for you too. Let me know in the comments what you guys think of this video. Anyways, guys, don't be afraid to share your theories or your comments in my comment section. I do read them. I go through them myself. I have no one else do it. And I will message you guys back. I like reading them. Anyways, guys, let's continue to see what he has to say.
We can only theorize. And I'd rather theorize rather than keep silent. Because guess what? If that was my child out there, I would want somebody to theorize to help me come to what could have happened rather than being silent. We already know from the Uvalde, Texas school shooting that being quiet gets nothing done. But when you raise your voice, you can get rid of some people and get to the heart of the matter. So there's nothing wrong with theorizing. Because guess what? Sometimes when you theorize, you can realize what really happened. That's all I have on the issue. Y'all have a nice day.
Look, guys, just like I said, don't be afraid to ever speak your mind. Don't be afraid to ever share your opinion. This guy hit the nail on the head, guys. This was a great video. I'm actually going to subscribe to this guy. You guys go ahead and go subscribe to him too. He deserves it. Anyways, guys, YouTube family, salute to you guys. Salute to Creek Squad. You salute to RedReble Nation. Your boy Deuce is out. Thank you guys. Have a good one. Love you guys.